My moment of hope was gone the instant he showed up on the Upper East Side. He should have stayed in Portland. Hey, Upper East Siders and all you scandal-loving listeners out there. You've just tuned into the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, where the coffee is strong, the waffles are fresh, and the gossip is hotter than ever. My name is Leif, and I'm your seasoned Gossip Girl veteran.
And I'm Steve, the newbie, the rookie, the greenhorn, I don't know, Leif, what are we saying now that we're here in Season 5?
Oh, look, they have Red Hots. You never could resist. Do you want one?
Leif, are you trying to make me kiss you? Because it's working.
Okay, let's go.
Damn remote recording. So here's the deal, folks. Leif has been watching Gossip Girl since it first aired, and I am diving in for the first time. And together, we are your dynamic duo, bringing you all the drama, romance, and sometimes questionable fashion choices of this iconic 2007 series.
Bring your magnifying glasses, because each week we're dissecting every juicy detail of the show, one episode at a time. We'll connect the dots, uncover those sneaky little Easter eggs, and of course, serve up some piping hot behind-the-scenes tea. And expect some iconic fandom moments too, because what's a deep dive without a little drama?
And since we are all about inclusivity here at the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, there's always a seat for you at the Non-Judging Breakfast table. So go ahead and grab a mimosa, a cup of coffee, or grab something from Nate's stash, and let's go ahead and get into this. I feel like good guy Chuck isn't, indulging as much as he used to.
Well, before we get into the episode, since our last recording, two shitty but famous people have died.
Yes,
Chuck Norris and Nicholas Brendan.
Yeah, Chuck Norris didn't die. He became death, I believe. But yeah, it's funny because it's one of those, I never really gave a shit about Chuck Norris or any of his stuff. But didn't he get his start playing an Asian guy? Or am I thinking of someone else?
You're thinking of David Carradine.
David Carradine, yeah, who got his start.
Chuck Norris got his start as the bad guy in a Bruce Lee movie.
Oh, yeah. I remember now.
But so we have two kind of tropes going on in this episode. We got the lucky number 7, which is the Chuck and Blair episode. And we have the masquerade ball going on, which means no one can recognize anyone because they're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Except for Chuck.
So fresh, so original. This is the third masquerade, I believe.
Yes. We are here, of course, to talk about Season 5, Episode 7, The Big Sleep No More. Original air date was November 14th, 2011, and it was actually based on two things this week. Of course, the movie The Big Sleep, starring Humphrey Bogart and Laura Bacall, and also the performance we see, Sleep No More.
Yes, which I looked into a little bit before the episode, where it was essentially it was Macbeth performed throughout a house, and everybody has to wear a mask and go room to room and see different aspects of the performance. So, neat if that's your thing.
I do have one friend who said he has been to it like a lot of times. I'm not sure if he went to it enough to see all 52 cards.
Wow, I didn't realize that every time you went, it was also different. I thought it was just an ordering thing, but that's interesting too.
Well, I'm not sure, but based on what I saw in the episode, it seems like you get a different experience based on what card you draw.
Yeah, that makes sense. I thought it was cohorts going through, but that makes sense too, yeah.
And I actually did try and watch the movie The Big Sleep, and I did make it through, but I was sleeping through some of it. Noir just is not for me.
No.
But yeah, directed by Howard Hawks and starring Humphrey Bogart and Laura Bacall and John Ridgely, came out in 1946. Episode was written by Dan Steele. This is his first of 2 Gossip Girl episodes and first ever writing credit.
Well,
He did go on to do 23 episodes of the Josh Schwartz show, Heart of Dixie. And he did 22 episodes of a show called Faking It. And he also wrote the rom-com Xmas starring Leighton Meester and Robbie Amnell.
oh, I don't know who Robbie Amnell is.
He's the brother of the guy from Arrow.
Oh.
He was on a couple CW shows, so.
Got it.
Episode was directed by Vincent Misciano. This is his first of 2 Gossip Girl episodes. Second is all like right around the corner, episode 10 of this season. So they booked them back to back, it looks like. But he's been around for a while. He started on Ally McBeal, done 5 episodes of The West Wing, 5 episodes of Law and Order, show that I like but no one has ever seen, Eli Stone. And he also did 11 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
What was Eli Stone?
That was the lawyer who was a prophet, starring Johnny Lee Miller, the guy from Hackers, Trainspotting, and later Elementary.
It sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
Some notable guest stars this episode. We get 2 returners, James Naughton as the grandfather and Brian J. Smith as Max Harding.
Fuck you, grandfather. Let me just say now, and we'll get into why later, but fuck you. I have a rant prepared about this.
Okay.
It's a very short rant.
Well, before we get to that, why don't you give us the Vulture recap?
Speaking of short rants, Vulture this week says, trench coats, Venn diagrams, red hot candies. The plots within last night's plot of Gossip Girl contained as many elements and were as difficult to understand as Sleep No More, the Macbeth-inspired show in Chelsea, where much of the action took place. Shivy and Serena hatched a scheme to get the attention of Gossip Girl. Shivy, there we go. Shivy and Serena hatched a scheme to get the attention of Gossip Girl. Blair planned to entrap Chuck, who colluded with Dorota on a counterattack. And of course, Diana plotted against everyone with, as it turns out, a silver fox we've seen before. Vulture is just given up.
Yeah.
Vulture is like, do I have to? Do I have to?
Yeah. Pat is having fun behind you.
Yes, I know. I apologize for that. That's Parissa Tomei.
So we open Act 1 with another Blair as Audrey dream. This time, Blair is in the tennis court scene from Sabrina. She is expecting Louis, but finds Chuck there instead. In the movie, Audrey's character is flirting with the older brother of the character she is romantically linked to.
Oh, God. Blair. You're like, come on. Just stop. From the get, it's like, oh, my God, it's another Blair Chuck dream. Just get over this shit. Like, why are we doing this again? And I don't mind the dream sequences in theory. Like, I think it's such a cool part of Blair's personality.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of the
chair.
I'm dreaming about Chuck. Yeah, I'm just tired of the chair of it all.
Aren't we all?
So much.
Also notable, the person, the actor across from Audrey in the scene in the movie is, once again, going back to the title, Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah, which, Chuck. Chuck, you're no Humphrey Bogart.
So we open up with a Gossip Girl monologue. Good morning, Upper East Siders. Or is it? We heard a certain future royal has more than one rude awakening this week. Blair wakes in a huff along with Gossip Girl's musings. Blair tells Dorota that she is being haunted by Chuck's, quote, fake apology. But Dorota is not sure that it was fake. Seeking to distract herself from thoughts of Chuck seems fruitless when the Bass Man is above the fold in the newspaper for his philanthropy and on the top of the page on Gossip Girl because of his love of animals.
First of all, I love that we've already established that Chuck doesn't know how to be good. And it's like, what do I do? Pet dog. Give money to charity.
Solve all your problems with money.
Yeah. I'd like to buy one good, please.
1 ticket to heaven, sir?
Yeah. How much for an alignment shift?
We'll take you to paradise. At the Empire Suite, Nate is shocked to see Chuck up and about so early, but Chuck clearly subscribes to the proverb of idle hands are the devil's plaything. Nate is tired of only getting work and sex with Diana. He needs some romancing outside of the bedroom.
So Nate, for one, like, oh, but my emotional needs aren't being taken care of. And like, kudos to you, Nate, for knowing that and for being vocal about it. At the same time, maybe you're just in a really unhealthy relationship.
Date someone your own age, Nate.
Yeah, date someone your own age, Nate.
You're in college, supposedly.
Yeah, and Chivy is right there. And
Well,
obviously totally...
I mean, he doesn't need another shady character like that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, his options are limited.
What do you mean his options are limited? He's fucking Nate Archibald.
You're right. He's Nate Archibald. He has no limit. The limit does not exist.
Dan is video chatting with Rufus and Lily about his book tour, but something seems off. Serena and Charlie walk through the room, but Serena coldly says she's too busy to chat.
Serena's still mad that she lost her job over doing something Dan didn't ask her to do. She lost her job canning the project that Dan was really excited about without telling Dan first. Serena?
If you freeze framed it, you could have seen Lily's contact list includes Blaine Trump, who is online, Serena, who is offline, Eric, who is online, Ann Archibald offline, Topsy Taylor online, Dan Humphrey on call, Jenny Humphrey offline, and Fabiola Baraska online.
Did we meet Fabiola in another episode?
Possibly.
I think she did a cameo once. She's a real person,
yes.
Right? Like that's a designer or something?
Something like that, yeah. In the hallway, Charlie wonders what's up with Serena and Dan. Serena says it's a long story, but is more worried about no one reading her blog. Without Gossip Girl's shield of anonymity, it's hard to just take shots at people. Charlie suggests telling a real story about herself to grab the reader's attention.
Yeah, I really don't have much to go on with this yet, but they're just sort of, I don't know, this whole pitting Serena against Gossip Girl thing, it feels like it should be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for that to happen. It's a good idea. Like, it's a really good idea, meta, right? It's a cool idea for the show to go for, especially because if I remember correctly, at this point they were kind of going season by season, maybe even half season by half season on whether or not they're going to be renewed. They were kind of in the spiral by now, so it almost feels like they're like, okay, we need to turn this back into Gossip Girl. Because, like, season 3, Gossip Girl kind of took a big step back. And then last season was more prominent. But now having it be like, okay, we're going after her, a little bit more grown up of a plan and a little bit more planned out than when they went after her in season 2?
Yeah.
Was that season 2? Yeah. So I think that
where the plan was just texting her and saying, meet me at the spot.
Yeah.
With
gotcha.
zero leverage.
Yeah. Man, did we show her.
But yeah, it kind of sense it's coming towards an end here. It's coming towards a conclusion.
Yes. Yeah. And so I think that the meta plot of Serena going after Gossip Girl is a good one. Man, maybe did they just need a better actor than Diana? Like I don't know what the disconnect is because it's just so bad. Like it was just
She didn't need to be in the relationship with Nate.
yeah.
Why couldn't it have been like a male professor or something that was mentoring Nate?
Because Nate needs the honeypot. Like, if anyone knows, I know how to get that kid's attention. Let's send a hot older woman to seduce her.
But as I've been saying, all along, that was not the plan at all. And Diana went against it.
Right. Because she ran into him early.
That was never the plan. And the grandfather was actually pissed off about that. So again, why couldn't it have been a male teacher or something?
But it's funny because we didn't see grandfather be pissed off.
We did.
Grandfather was like, I felt like he was just like, oh, well, you fully rehabilitated my.
But you get from the context of the earlier conversation where you don't actually hear him, but from her reaction.
Right. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's actually coming up right here. At The Spectator, Diana is having a surreptitious phone conversation with someone who is unhappy about something Diana did to keep Nate at the paper. She promises she will keep him and Serena there. She then spies on Nate and Charlie talking out in the main office area. We don't find out here that it's grandfather, but we find out she's talking to that same person we saw at the beginning of the season, and he's not happy about what she's been doing.
Yeah, I forgot about that scene.
Nate is trying to lay his game down, but Charlie says she has a boyfriend and he has a girlfriend that's also their boss. Diana calls over for Charlie to come to her office, and Charlie says if he wants something more from his relationship, ask for it, but ask Diana, not her.
Yeah, fair. Aside from Nate not even knowing about the constant jeopardy Ivy's job is in.
Not just her job.
Well, not just her job, but like her whole thing. But like, even without Nate knowing that, Nate, like you're going to a girl who is probably a little into you. You're picking up she's into you to lay your problems about her boss on it. How do you not see that this is already just not who to go to?
Yeah. A worried Rufus gets off a call with Alessandra and tells Lily that Dan has been missing his book signings.
Dan, I'm so fucking mad at you.
Yeah, this is like we're contractually obligated to keep Penn in the episode, so we have to put some kind of stupid story. We couldn't just have him off on his book tour.
Right. What's he making right now? Obviously, like, Penn is making a movie or doing some other thing.
He is shooting readings from Tim Buckley at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. He's working 7 days a week right now.
Yeah. It felt like he was, exactly like you said, that he was contractually obligated to to be in the episode. And so they had him in for 5 minutes. Not even.
Yeah. Blair is walking with the park with Dorota in an attempt to distract herself from Chuck, but instead she spots Chuck rescuing a duck. After some witty banter, Chuck goes along his way with Monkey. Blair continues to rant to Dorota that Chuck's new attitude is just a ruse.
I did love the throwback to the peace treaty of 08.
Yeah.
When that she gets the duck, or 09, whatever it was, that she gets the duck pond.
Mm-hmm. And Dorota once again carrying the fancy artisan bread.
Mm-hmm. Which is actually really bad for ducks. Like, feeding ducks bread is actually really bad for them.
And artisan bread is probably even worse than regular loaf bread.
Right, yeah, because it has
it's heavier.
And the grains aren't as finely milled, and yeah.
Diana tells Charlie that she wants to start a war between Gossip Girl and Serena, but just uses that as a lead-in to question why she was hanging around Nate again. Charlie says that was all Nate and suggests loosening up with him a bit. Diana shuts the advice down and tells Charlie to keep pushing Serena. Charlie then says she doesn't want to do anything to jeopardize her life, the life she has now, especially not over a guy.
Yep. Good move, Charlie. Good move.
Mm-hmm.
Then enter a guy.
Outside the Spectator, Serena bumps into and has a meet cute with Ivy's old boyfriend, Max. He's in town looking for Ivy, who he thinks works in the building.
You should have stayed in Portland, Max.
Yes, he should have.
You should have stayed in Portland.
But did you notice this was almost exactly the scene from the book where Serena bumps into the guy?
Oh, yeah.
And this is what Gossip Girl has to say as we go to the first act break. In drama, there are many ways to unmask a villain. Sometimes you know who the bad guy is from the start, but most times you find out they've been right in front of you all along. We move into Act 2. Nate hangs back to talk to Diana after a staff meeting because he is confused as to where the relationship is going. Diana suggests that they should take a few days off while she's in Paris and that he have some fun while she's gone. When Nate asks if that means they aren't exclusive, she says whatever makes him happy because she can't afford to lose her right-hand man.
Nate, seriously, fucking Nate here. It's not a real relationship, and that's what he's really just not getting, right? Like, you're not in a real relationship because this person doesn't care about you. And how are you not seeing that at all? How do you not feel used?
Because he's her right-hand man.
Yeah, it is just classic poor dumb Nate to just get manipulated. But God, Nate, it's so sad to watch in real time.
We are back to Venn diagrams. Blair is clearly questioning her decision to marry Louis. She knows that Chuck is chucking with her head and has come up with a test to prove it.
I was just over every scene with Blair in it this whole episode. Maybe the first time this whole series that I've been like, I don't give a shit about the Blair story.
Yeah.
We've done this so many times. It's just so redundant and petty. And can we please stop this constant runaround?
Well, I think the props department is over it as well. Did you freeze frame the Venn diagram at all?
No.
There's a pro and cons list and a Venn diagram. The list was kind of partially cut off. We saw good with children, Chuck, no, Louis, yes. Polite, Chuck, no, Louis, yes. And then it's kind of, we don't get any more Louis answers because it's cut off. But it's well-mannered, Chuck, yes. Gracious, Chuck, no. Well-read, Chuck, yes. Respects, and then you can't even see what the word is after that. Chuck, no. So he doesn't respect someone. But then when they got really lazy, and it shows that they don't care about the storyline either, the Venn diagram, under new Chuck, you have animal cruelty, inhumanity, starving children, lies, poorly run charities. Under both, you have Russians, cheap liquor, and 200 thread count sheets. And then under old Chuck, you have ageism, unattractiveness, hostile takeovers, early morning walking the dogs, and dog excrement hair. So that's clearly should have been under new Chuck. Like it's like everything's all reversed. So they were very rushed in the props department on that one.
Yeah, that's funny.
Serena and Max once again exit the Spectator. The security guard couldn't identify anyone there under the name Ivy Dickens. No duh. However, Max tells Serena the real reason he is in town is for a job interview. Serena offers to show him to the restaurant.
Serena just runs into the boy and takes him on to the restaurant again.
What I don't get is like, so a couple weeks ago, he was a line cook or something at like a diner, just like,
yeah.
And then he went to some restaurant in Portland for like 2 to 3 weeks, and now he's getting an interview at Bergdorf's.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, not even, because she took him to Bergdorf's for lunch. He was going somewhere else entirely, but it was like a super fancy. I forget what it was, but it was like a super fancy.
Somewhere where Serena goes.
Yeah. Somewhere that Serena frequents. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Pretty impressive move up the career chain for our boy Max.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I almost wonder if Ivy secretly set him up for an interview.
Yeah. Or Diana. If Diana found
I don't know
him.
if Diana knows about Max, though.
Oh, maybe not.
Serena gets a call from Charlie and tells her she met a cute guy. Charlie urges her to take him to lunch at a hot location. Serena doesn't want to make him late, but Charlie continues to push the idea.
She could have taken him to lunch anywhere, close to where he was going to be anyway. All of this just seems to be so like forced drama. Hey, I have an interview. Cool, I'll show you how to get there, and then afterwards I could take you to lunch.
Serena doesn't wait around for people.
But she would have. I don't know. Like I said, it just feels so forced.
After the call, we find out Diana was listening over Charlie's shoulder. She tells her to get over there to get a picture and send it off to Gossip Girl along with a depressing message. As she is about to leave, Nate comes over to talk to her, but she just shuts him down.
Yeah, good on her. Good on her in this moment to be like, leave me alone with this shit, Nate.
Rufus has gotten off the phone with the hotel in Baston and found out that Dan never checked out. He is still worried because it isn't like Dan to miss an obligation. Lily says they can go to Boston and check on him.
It wasn't even that Lily said we can go to Boston to check on him. It was the way that she's like, no, I know you. Like, we're going there. Like, yep. Yeah, you're good. And when she's like, we can catch a flight there, and he's like, it'll be quicker to drive. It was just, I really liked that little bit of Lily that we got.
Nate is following an annoyed Charlie down the street. Nate tells her that he and Diana might not be as much as a couple as he originally thought. Poor simpleton.
Yeah, you poor silly guy.
Oh, we're not exclusive, so I'm instantly going to go flirt with another coworker.
Yeah. And the one that I was flirting with last week to make you jealous, for that matter. Yeah, it's just, come on, poor dumb Nate. Just do better.
Serena and Max are outside the restaurant when Max says he is relying on Serena to get to his interview on time. Serena's conscience gets the best of her, and she tells him he better go straight to his interview.
Yeah, I do appreciate that this version of Serena is like, no, I could be actually ruining this guy's career. I'm going to not do that to him.
Well, we're seeing both Serena and Chuck both reflecting on the book and growing from it. I wish we saw that more with not just that, with all the characters.
Yes.
The book should be more of a story, I think. Not a story itself, but more of a plot driver.
Yeah, I knew exactly where you were coming from. And instead, they're like, well, Dan's not here. He's just on this book tour. But that could still be pushing everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just sort of an afterthought of it, especially with Blair, especially how she's...
Well, she still hasn't even read it yet.
Yeah.
Other than the sex scene.
Right.
After Serena ditches Max and he heads off to his interview, we see Nate is still failing to lay his rap down with Charlie. However, when Charlie spots Max coming, she pulls Nate in for a kiss, an excuse to cover her face. It works as Max walks right by the kissing couple.
This was probably the one point of the show that I kind of laughed a little. And I do like Charlie. I do like her.
She is probably the most interesting thing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we're still getting the same level of effort from Ed as we always have. I haven't really seen a too big of a
Well,
drop off there. I feel like Leighton is still putting in the work, but I feel like Blake and Penn are just checked out. And I feel like Chase is a little checked out of it. Even though this is probably the most Nate heavy plot we've had in a while, and probably the least boring Nate storyline, but that doesn't say anything because it's still not a great storyline. And it's not boring. It's just less boring than anything else Nate has ever been tied up in.
and also from this scene, it's pretty clear that Max does not know Ivy as well as Chuck knows Blair, because otherwise he would have sensed her there.
Right, yeah.
Unfortunately, Gossip Girl did catch Charlie kissing Nate, and Diana doesn't look too happy about it.
Yep. Of course she did.
And this was the Gossip Girl blast. Uh-oh, Charlie. Looks like you stayed in character all too well. Too bad there's always an understudy waiting in the wings for you to slip and fall. We move into Act 3. Back in the office, Diana is grilling Charlie about the kiss. However, she does believe Charlie's Max explanation and says she will deal with him as long as Charlie can convince Nate that she isn't interested in him. Charlie seems a bit confused when Diana suggests that she do that by asking Nate out on a date.
Yeah.
Rightfully confused.
Yep. Because Diana gets all these big plots for teenagers, by the way, for like these 20-year-old, 19, 20-year-olds that she is like here, like manipulating and plotting against.
Yes.
And just all these brilliant ideas. It's so fucking lame.
As Nate returns home, Chuck mocks him about the poll on Gossip Girl. We get some classic Nate fusion as he is getting mixed signals from the two women currently in his orbit. Chuck tells Nate about the Sleep No More performance he will be attending tonight. When Chuck begins to invite Nate, he shows Chuck the text he got from Charlie, also inviting him to the event.
Yeah. I also want to point out that this is the only interaction we have with non-judging Breakfast Club members. That there's a couple times that Nate and Chuck cross paths, and that's it. The gang isn't together or doing anything, which of course is always one of our big highlights when they all are together, especially in the end of an episode. And even in this, when they're all sort of in the same place, they're not together.
Well, you also get Chuck and Blair.
Yeah, but you get just very little, and even that's not satisfying.
Serena and Blair are both bemoaning that Gossip Girl never posts what you want when you want it. With Blair's advice, Serena decides blogging isn't for her and goes to tell Diana. She suggests that Blair should leave Chuck alone and focus on working on her relationship with Louie. Blair agrees but immediately calls for a ticket to tonight's performance when Serena leaves. Dorota eavesdrops on Blair's phone call.
It's just so tired. This conversation, they've had it how many times? Like, oh, well, I'm going to go do this, but don't go doing this, and I won't go doing this. And then Blair goes and does it.
Serena shows up at Diana's office ready to quit, but is interrupted by the arrival of Max, who came to thank her for her apricot tip. Diana suggests they go out to celebrate tonight with dinner and a show. Serena can go home and change, and Diana will give Max the details.
Yeah, just instantly comes up with new ways of manipulating teenagers. Good job, Diana. Good job. You're so on top of this and so smart. Honestly, like is she the worst character ever on Gossip Girl? Is she the worst one? Who else? Karen, yeah, Aaron's pretty terrible. Gabriel's pretty terrible, but
they didn't last as long.
And they were running schemes on their peers. They were running schemes on people that were like maybe 2 or 3 years younger, maybe one Aaron's case like 10, the camp counselor. And Aaron wasn't really running schemes. Aaron was very out in the open about like, yeah, I'm just a shitty guy. Like, I'm just going to treat you like shit. But Gabriel was running schemes, but he was running it on another 19-year-old, someone who's closer to being a peer. This is a grown-ass woman, like in her probably 40s now, who is manipulating a whole bunch of 19 and 20-year-olds. Grow up. Like, you're trying to make your mark as the new person who is spreading teen gossip. Like, you grimy.
Well, Gossip Girl decides to point out that we have a party of the week. Seems the play's the thing tonight, but watch out, players. You might be the ones getting played. We move into Act 4. Chuck enters the hotel to the sound of big band music, and MC takes the stage and begins explaining the guidelines of the show. Chuck, having been dealt an ace, takes the door to his left. We then see Blair carrying a full deck, pull an ace, and follow him. Dorota, in KGB mode, grabs someone's card and also follows.
It's not nice to steal. Also, why wasn't that person already in? Like, she had the ace card. Why were you waiting?
I mean, I guess people are just like chatting up in the lobby. That's where the bar is, so people are going to linger at the bar.
Yeah.
Nate and Charlie enter together. Charlie seems anxious and excuses herself to talk to Diana. Originally, Diana had just planned to catch them together so Nate would come running back to apologize to her, but it seems she has something else in mind. Charlie rejoins Nate.
Everything about this is just so fucking annoying. And especially Diana. These are kids that you're just toying with.
She's trying to get her man.
Yeah, but she's also toying with this 20-year-old.
Max arrives at the party and Diana waves him over. When he asks if Serena has arrived yet, Diana lies and says she's already inside. Diana says that Serena wants Max to find her and she's wearing a dress that matches the one Charlie was wearing.
Yep. Wait, so they're going to get Serena mixed up for the other blonde at the masquerade?
Blah, blah, blah. Never happened before.
This is the third fucking time.
They're all wearing masks of disguise.
Yeah, it's the third fucking time you've used this same trope. Imagine being the guy. It's like, here's your shot at writing a Gossip Girl episode for the first time. Oh, you know what? I'm going to write these 2 episodes. It's already been done.
Yeah.
This whole thing. We just saw this. Was it 2 seasons ago or was it last? It was last season, yeah. Right?
Mm-hmm. It was season 4 and season 1 had the mask balls.
Yeah. When we had the people kissing Serena and...
Well, no one was kissing Serena.
No, everyone thought they were kissing Serena. That's right. And then the other one where we're professing our love to Serena, who isn't Serena.
Who has a very distinctive body.
Yes. Who's the tallest fucking person at any of these parties? Wow, Serena, you sure did lose an inch and a half. You sure did lose 4 inches, but...
And 2 cup sizes.
Yeah, and 2 cup sizes, but man, I'm going to go for it.
Chuck is enjoying the show while Blair watches from the shadows. Dorota comes up behind Blair and confronts her on breaking her promise to Miss Serena. Blair says she isn't going to undermine Chuck, just reveal his evil doings. Blair then distracts Dorota and follows after Chuck.
But I hate when they make Dorota dumb. Because it was funny. There's the famous Russian actor, and she turns around and she's like, where? It's but it was still, I got a Chuck.
I didn't really take that as Dorota being dumb, more that just Blair knows the buttons to push.
Right, yeah, and yes.
Serena arrives late, which we learn was at Diana's suggestion. She once again lies and says Max hasn't arrived yet. Diana tells Serena to wait at the bar for Max while she goes inside. We then see Diana whisper something to the door person before slipping them some cash.
Yep. Way to manipulate these teenagers even more.
Yep.
Diana, you grimy lady.
Nate and Charlie momentarily reconnect, but when Nate spots Diana watching them, he suggests they split up again. Nate walks over to Diana, who says she has decided she would rather spend time with him than go to Paris. Nate says he's already here with someone else, but she counters that Charlie is seeing someone and maybe using Nate to make him jealous.
And she's just pulling all these strings. It's so frustrating. It's she's just pulling all these strings, and it's just pathetic to me.
Yeah. Back in the bar area, the door person from before asks Serena if she wants to join the last group. Serena says she's still waiting for someone and then mutters under her breath that he seems not to be coming. Some NPC snaps a photo of Serena sitting alone and depressed.
The one that was paid off, if I'm correct.
Someone's always taking a picture of Serena.
Right, yeah.
Blair wanders through the performance wearing her mask until she finds Chuck alone in a candy shop. Even with the mask, Chuck instantly recognizes her and says he should get back to the performance, but Blair blocks his exit. Blair does her best to tempt Chuck into making a pass, and eventually he gives in and kisses her. Dorota looks through the window in shock.
Yeah.
Blair, what are you doing?
Yeah. First of all, you came in and gave Chuck very, very hot, right? You came in hot, and you were trying to get this reaction out of him, and you got it. And I don't know how you can say that he's a terrible person for reacting that way. Because you went in with every intention of getting him to do exactly what he did. You caused that to happen. And if you did not go in there, and if you did not push this whole thing, that wouldn't have happened. And he would have left you alone. And more, I'm just annoyed at this even being a thing. Why are we doing this?
Diana finds Charlie and tells her it's time to go kiss Nate and points to a man in the crowd. Charlie walks over and kisses him, but whoops, it's actually Max, and Nate sees the whole thing.
What?
And they have to take their masks off to kiss. She still doesn't fucking see him.
Yeah, she comes in with her eyes closed. Also, he's 4 inches taller than Nate, too.
Is he?
I thought seemed like he was taller than Nate.
They seem about the same height.
I got the impression, I felt that Max was really tall because of how much taller he is than Serena.
Was he taller than Serena?
I thought so.
What's the actor's name again? Brian J. Smith. How tall is Brian J. Smith? 6 foot. So that's
6 foot? How tall is Nate?
I think he's listed at 6 foot.
Well, I mean, you could be listed as 6 foot.
Well, I mean, that's what this guy's listed at too, though. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. I used to always say I'm 6'2", 6'3" on dating websites.
He's 5'10".
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
And how tall is Blake Lively? 5'9", I think.
5'10".
Also 5'10".
Yeah. I mean, I guess he's a little bit taller.
But I mean, those 2 inches. If you kiss someone earlier that day, those 2 inches are going to be noticeable.
Yeah.
You know.
And this is what Gossip Girl has to say about the scene. It's been the performance of a lifetime for Cousin Charlie, but tonight it looks like it just might be the final curtain. We move into Act 5. We return with a slap. Blair slapping Chuck, that is. She says she now knows she made the right choice with Louis. Chuck is surprisingly calm about the whole thing and watches Blair storm out before looking and seeing Dorota through the window. Dorota looks knowingly at Chuck.
And again, I'm annoyed with Blair this whole episode. It's just a dumb story for her. And I'm just over this whole thing. And so I'm just annoyed by this still.
Rufus enters the loft on a phone call, presumably with a mechanic. It sounds like he had planned to drive to Boston, but the car broke down before he got out of the garage. He comes back to the loft to wait, but is surprised to see Dan in his room.
One of the things that I found kind of funny about this, Dan drives that car all the time, doesn't he? Isn't that the car that Dan
I mean, not
uses?
all the time. It's whenever they need to leave town.
I guess what I found funny about it is that Rufus was like, man, I don't even know the last time I drove this thing. Like, I never drive it. And it's just sort of that car actually gets driven somewhat regularly, just not by you. That it just kind of, to me, established that Dan is just like taking this car all the time. Um, I thought it was
To
just
me, it's
kind
more
of,
like once or twice a year.
which that's fair too, because that would kill a car.
Yeah.
So yeah, either way, I found it to be believable, but also just like I would find it also believable for Rufus to have no idea how much that car is actually driven.
Diana finds Serena still waiting alone after the show and shows her the Gossip Girl blast about her. She then uses this as leverage to convince Serena to continue helping her in a quest to take down Gossip Girl.
Yeah, good job, Diana. You really manipulated another teenager. Good job.
After Serena leaves, Nate also comes out and sits down next to Diana and says she was right about Charlie. Diana then plays some more mind games with him and makes him think everything with the relationship is up to what he wants.
Yeah, I doubt that he's going to be upset about it again later. It's just so the whole thing. I hate this.
Back at the loft, Dan is explaining he stopped going to the signings because no one was coming. Rufus counters with the fact that Lincoln Hawk used to play for empty bars at first, but word of mouth eventually spread and they made it big.
I hated Dan here.
Yeah.
As a performer, as someone who has been playing music for a long time, you're on this book tour to sell books, and you can't expect people to just know about it and show up. Your job now, when you're an artist, your job is not to make art. Your job is to sell your art. And that is the sad thing about the society that we live in, right? That is how our society operates. That your art doesn't mean shit if you're not going to sell it. And now I'm not speaking from a philosophical point of view. I'm speaking from the capitalism point of view that Dan has created this book that he has to go and sell. And as an artist and as a performer, yeah, I've played to rooms where no one is there. I've run open mics where people haven't shown up and it's just me and a bartender, and maybe the cooking staff occasionally comes out to see a song, but you just do that sometimes. And sometimes it is like that for a couple shows in a row. And then later on, you have shows where you are on a huge stage and you get plenty of people out to it. And so it's just, it was so frustrating for me. And it is so like Dan. Dan doesn't recognize, he's so used to seeing all of these people with enormous privilege that he discounts his own privilege as if he's the underprivileged one in this group. But you're not, Dan. And you never were underprivileged. You may have been lesser privileged than the people you were surrounded by, but at no moment were you ever underprivileged in your life. And I think that this is when it really shines, that Dan is like, man, this stuff that I actually have to work for now is too hard and I don't like it. And I'm just so disappointed in him.
Yeah. Also, unless you're like George Martin or Dan Brown or something, you're not going to get more than like 10 to 20 people at a book signing in 2011.
No.
You're just not.
Yeah. At that point, you're not there to sign. You're not there. Well, let me flip that. People aren't going to be there to see you. People are going to see you because they're there. And your job is to sell them your book.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm signing these. Hey, you should check this out. You should buy this book. I'm going to sign it for you. I know me. If I were to come across that and it seemed like a book I'd be into, I'd probably do it. I've done that before where someone's like, hey, I wrote this. And kind of it is like, okay, sign it for me. And I'm happy to read it because if I don't like it, then maybe someone else will want this signed copy. And if not, I'll have a signed copy of a book I like.
In an effort to get Max away from her Upper East Side friends, Ivy has brought them out to the street. She pretends she kissed him on purpose because she recognized him and wants to reconnect. When Max reveals he was there with Serena, Ivy gets even more desperate to get him out of there, but Max stands his ground and goes back inside.
Ivy, you had so many ways to play this, and you played it wrong. You could have played it better. You played it wrong. First of all, the first way you could have played it is opening your eyes before the kiss.
Diana walks up behind Ivy and taps her shoulder to gloat a bit. She then fires Ivy and snaps a picture to send to Gossip Girl. The only question is which name she is going to send it under.
Yes, you sure did manipulate and destroy this 20-year-old, Diana. Good job. Great. Even within the morality of Gossip Girl, how we discussed that many times, I'm no less annoyed.
This is what Gossip Girl says about it. All masks eventually have to come off, and with them, so do the gloves. We go into the epilogue. Speaking of gloating, Blair is gloating to Dorota for being right about Chuck not having changed. Dorota just smiles and sends a thank you text to Chuck.
Yeah, they were plotting together to make sure Blair knew that Chuck hadn't actually changed just to send her back into Louie's arms. And god damn it, does it make sense. The thing that really annoyed me about the end and them working together and all of that is that within the context of everything else, yeah, it makes sense. Like, that adds up.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate it. I hate that it does.
At the Empire Suite, Chuck smiles at the text and then explains the plan to Nate. Nate says he decided to not let anyone else pull his strings. Just then, Diana gets off the elevator and queries, "You wanted to see me?" Nate leads her into the bedroom while Chuck smiles in amusement.
Yeah, someone's going to pull your string, all right, Nate. She's going to keep pulling your string for as long as you'll let her.
Serena finds Charlie pacing in her room. Charlie is worried if Gossip Girl is out to get her. She says she quit her job and wants to go home again. However, Serena says she can't let Gossip Girl bully her. Serena reiterates that Charlie is family and she will protect her. Serena just has to make a quick phone call and then they can chat more.
I like kind of where they were going with this. This attempt to make Gossip Girl more relevant. Like I was saying, that the meta idea of Serena going after Gossip Girl, but also Gossip Girl hasn't been super relevant in the past 2 seasons the way that they're making her now. And so I think that having Charlie be the target of Gossip Girl and Serena being like, okay, now she's going after someone I love, I can't let her do that. I thought that that stuff was actually good motivation and good plot development. If I were Ivy, I would empty that account in GTFO. Or at least, I wouldn't even empty it. I'd take a few $100,000 in cash in a briefcase and I would dip. And just never be seen by any of these fucking crazy people again.
That's what she's trying to do.
Right, but just do it. What does Yoda say?
In the bedroom, Diana says she really likes Nate, but she was just trying to play it cool before. She's not ready to commit to a serious relationship as equals. Her phone rings and Nate tells her to answer it while he goes to get some champagne. It's Serena, who says she is ready to take down Gossip Girl now. They make plans to meet first thing tomorrow morning.
So Nate, all of this stuff and all this seriousness, and then she's like, so it's just you and me, and he goes, just you and me, and we'll just see where it goes. Well, see where it goes? Isn't that how you got to here? Isn't this what seeing what it... And that's a writing thing. Like, that's not even a character thing or anything else. That's just bad writing. You have nothing better for Nate to say than see where it goes. Come on.
Dan is texting with Rufus and thanking him for the pet talk and is on the road. But we see Dan hasn't left the loft yet.
You baby. You tool.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dan. What I like, and I just, again, I would love to go on the road and go from place to place and not get paid. Not have anybody there, but just have the experience of doing it, you know? These kids.
But of course he was being paid to do it.
Right, but he'd be getting paid. And it's a fucking, like, job obligation. Like, you have a job now, Dan. And it's to sell books.
Chuck goes into his bedroom and is about to throw away his mask, but decides to keep it in a place of prominence instead.
Yeah. I kind of felt like when I saw that, I was like, I wonder how much the Sleep No More people paid Gossip Girl to have the constant reminder of their show on Chuck's dresser for the remainder of the series, if it's still there next week.
The other things we see on his dresser are two photos. One is a baby and one is a dark-haired woman. I think is supposed to be Chuck's mom. Although I don't know why he's keeping a photo of her.
Yeah.
And then he's also got like a fancy old alarm clock, a cigar box, and a sword, and then a caddy with various toiletries.
Is it one sword? I thought it was two.
It's a sword and the scabbard.
Oh, okay. I don't know why my brain made it a katana and a wakizashi over top of each other. Is that the right word? Did I say that right?
Sure, why not?
That's the small one?
Why not?
Things I've learned from Dungeons and Dragons. my weapon knowledge is not from being a violent person. It's all from D&D. I wouldn't know what a glaive was. A fashard. Isn't that the captain of the Enterprise?
Before Nate can return with the champagne, Diana has jumped on another call and tells the grandfather that everything is in place. Nate
called it.
Nate's image has been already rehabilitated and Serena is right where they want her to be.
Okay, so first of all, called that one from the get, right? First person I said it was grandfather when I was trying to think of someone manipulating Nate. And then I kind of pulled back from grandfather, and here's why, and here's the rant. You had jobs lined up for Nate.
No, he didn't. His mom did.
The whole thing.
His mom did.
His mom. Okay, so here's part of then here's, again, some bad writing for it. Because the conundrum Nate kept presenting back then was, here's what my family wants me to do versus what Diana wants me to do. Nate, all this time, felt like he was going against his family by going with Diana.
But you could argue that maybe grandfather just knows Nate by now. He knows that Nate wants to be a rebel.
Right. So let's go there for a second, right?
So we'll make it look like he's going against the family, but really he's just doing what we want him to do.
So I'm really just manipulating him into what I want. But also the simple fact that Anne had these jobs lined up that were good jobs. And also, Nate, you haven't even graduated from the college you're still going to, and you're worried about these jobs. But let's just set that aside for a second anyway. But Nate was ready to acquiesce to what the family wanted him to do.
Again, it was never the family, though. I think you're conflating the grandfather and his mom. There's no indication that they're the same thing.
I just felt like a lot of the wording early on in this season led me to put the two together. Because he would refer to it as my family, what my family wants, when talking about the jobs from his mom. And so but all of that aside, all of these things aside, it's just dumb. I'm just so annoyed that it's like now grandfather is trying to
So we also know that Anne is estranged from the family still.
Oh, see, I kind of thought that she was back in with them after she and Howie split. But the other thing here, how he's like, you have successfully rehabilitated my grandson's image. One, when was his image really tarnished, right? He's the one that went against the guy who was being corrupt and stood up to Trip.
No, yes, but his image was tarnished when he took the blame in the campaign. No one knows about no one knows about the whole thing with Trip and Serena.
Right. I forgot he took the I forgot that he did that. But now his image is rehabilitated by banging his boss at this dying.
Well, again, grandfather's not happy about that part.
He is right. He's not happy about that part. But you did hire this person to manipulate him into coming to work for your newspaper to rehabilitate his image. But even if you're not happy about that part, then you must admit your grandson's image has not been fully restored because he's banging his boss in public.
Yeah, that doesn't really hurt his image, I don't think.
Yeah, what's the goal here, Grandpa? What's the goal?
I mean, that's a very Kennedy kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not like he's married or anything.
Yeah.
Neither are married. They're just two single people fucking.
Yeah.
Nate banging a hot older lady. That's good for his image.
Classic Nate.
Grandfather just want her manipulating him too much.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to not, when you start down that road and you see how easy it is.
Diana caught feelings.
Yeah.
Max is still at the hotel and sees the blast about Charlie and is confused at 1, that they are calling her Charlie Rhodes, and 2, that she is Serena's cousin.
Yeah, who are you going to tell about that, Max?
We'll have to see.
I really thought it was going to be the real Charlie that was going to blow up her spot, but no, it might be Max. Unless she can convince him not to.
This is what Gossip Girl says to end the episode. Lock your windows, Upper East Siders. Looks like Serena's cuckoo cousin Charlie is off her meds again and about to jump to her own conclusion. We all wear different masks for different reasons. Some masks we put on because it's truly who we want to be. Some we wear because we can't bear to face what's really underneath. Or because it's what someone else needs us to be. And some masks we wear because we hope to stay hidden. But that's the problem with masks. They can be ripped off at any moment. XO, Gossip Girl. What is coming next?
I think Charlie's going to get away with it somehow. I think that she can convince Max to keep quiet, but it's going to be expensive. It's going to be costly. I shouldn't say expensive. I'm going to say costly. Grandfather is trying to get Nate back in the fold, which means that's going to blow up in Grandfather's face. Oh, man. Dan, you fucking idiot. I don't even know. Chuck, man, I'm hoping Blair will actually move on from this stupid Chuck shit, at least until the wedding, which I'm assuming Louis is going to come back and we're going to see them start patching things up maybe, but then more drama there because Beatrice is going to be mad about stuff. And yeah, I think that's most of it. And Serena going after Gossip Girl. Yeah, I think that we're going to see that ramp up a little bit. And I think that could be interesting. If I'm correct, the Gossip Girl reveal is the final episode of the series.
Yes.
Okay. I thought that had been established. Okay. Which means that they started down this storyline and then they were like, oh shit, we have another season? Oh, oops.
Well, they're still thinking it's someone else at this point.
Oh, fair. They think that Gossip Girl is someone else. And now all of the fan base is probably thinking of who it is. And then they're going to be like, no, and make it someone else. Like Lost. Oh, they're all in heaven. No, they're not all dead yet.
I'll say there is going to be something in the next episode that is a hint to who they think Gossip Girl is right now.
I love it.
Let's get into segments.
Hello there, Peabody here. And this is the Wayback Machine for traveling through time. And this is my boy, Sherman. Speak, Sherman.
Hello.
Good boy.
This week in fandom, we travel to the Television Without Pity forums from 2011. Their overall impression of this episode, no bueno.
Yeah, this episode sucked.
Yeah. Blair is pathetic.
Pathetic. And I hate pathetic Blair. She's been pathetic before, and yeah, I hate it when they play her like this.
And Chuck's redemption is too heavy-handed.
Yep, we get it. You're a good guy now, Chuck. For now.
Dan is a loser.
Yep, you suck.
Nate is Nate.
Yep.
Serena continues to have her best season since season 1.
Agreed. That Serena, that self-reflecting Serena, it has been a positive. Mm-hmm. I like her story arc right now.
It's not a good thing if Ivy is your most interesting storyline.
Yeah. Ouch. No lies, though.
And finally, they are confused about the grandfather's intentions. Why would he want Nate to join the Spectator, and why does he care about Serena at all?
Yeah. Although he was mad at Serena for something, I forget. I think the last plot he was tied up in, she did something to upset him, and I forget what. Oh, she was Trip. Yeah, she was the other woman with Trip. Mm-hmm. So, like, she was, like, the cause of the Trip scandal. So I get why he's after her, too.
On to episode grades. It is your week to go first.
Man, Non-Judging Breakfast Club was hardly together at all. The party of the week was a mask party that was already done 2 other times. So many recycled plots. Weak Blair. I think I'm at a D-. I really hated this episode. Like, I was just bored and annoyed. And I think that Diana Payne really is like the worst character that they've had. Like, and she gets worse every episode.
Yeah, this was not a good episode. The only kind of interesting thing is Ivy, and I guess the Sleep No More thing was kind of cool, I guess, sort of.
Yeah. It was a neat taste of a New York art piece that rich people would go to. So, like, I thought it fit, but it was also like...
Well, actually, not rich people. It was like a hipster thing.
Well, yes, yeah.
So I give it a slightly better than you, because I know there's much more worse to come. So I gave it a D+.
That's frightening. We have not failed an episode. And this one was close, but I think that being a little bit interested in Ivy kept it afloat for me. But we
still have room to fall.
Yep. Vulture hasn't given up yet, which is really where my like wall kind of is, that's the tunnel I'm seeing us.
The interesting thing is the episode they quit on is the first episode back from winter break. So they waited through break, saw that episode, and then quit.
And then we're like, fuck this. I'm done.
Moving to Stockwatch. Who do you got going up?
I'm giving Chuck an up. I do feel like he is doing what he's supposed to be doing. I'm giving Serena an up because I also feel like I like the character development, and I like that she is honestly trying to be a better person. I'm giving Diana an up because her schemes are working out. I'm giving Grandfather an up because his stupid-ass scheme is working out. I'm giving Rufus an up for being some good dad advice. I'm going to give Max the up for having a successful interview and getting the follow-up. And does Nate go up? Nah, I'm leaving Nate neutral because he's a dumbass who's being played.
Neutral Nate.
I think that's it. Well, I'll give Lily the up. Lily was good, too. What did Lily do that I liked? The whole driving to Boston thing. Those are my ups. Oh, Dorota. I'm sorry. And I'm going to give Dorota an up for being fun Dorota.
For me, I had, even though she's the worst, Diana is obviously succeeding. She's manipulating everyone right now. I had Rufus going up for giving some good advice to Dan. I had Chuck going up for being mature. And I had Grandfather going up for manipulating the scheme. But that is it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a fair list.
Who do you have going down?
Charlie. She's fired. She's busted. She's on the ropes more than she has ever been. I'm going to send Blair for being a pathetic loser in this episode. Dan for being a more pathetic loser than Blair in this episode. Was there anyone else that really... I think that might be it. I don't think that I want to give Nate a down. I just think that he's coasting. So yeah, I think that'll be it for mine. Let me hear what you have to say and see if I change my mind.
All right. So for me, I have Dan going down because he is a big fat loser.
Yeah, big loser. Fuck you, Dan.
Blair for being pathetic.
Yeah, fucking pathetic.
I have Serena going down for being manipulated and also just kind of being sad.
That is fair.
I like her growth, but she's being manipulated. Clearly lost the episode.
Yeah, that is totally fair.
Ivy, because she's been walking the line, but she kind of crossed over to the bad side this episode. It looks like she is about to get caught. You had Max going up. I had him going down because he is also being manipulated here and just being drug all around. And he's not getting that fucking job.
I was giving him an up because I had a moment of hope for him, and
My moment of hope was gone the instant he showed up on the Upper East Side. He should have stayed in Portland. But that is... Oh, I also have Nate going down because he is also being manipulated, and he hates that. So
it's funny. He says he hates it, but he sure is good at it.
Yeah.
But here's the best outfits from the last episode we've seen.
Who do you have for best outfit?
Man, this one was tough for me. I think probably Charlie's dress at the end, at the Sleep No More.
The gold dress.
Yeah, that gold dress and like with the sort of stripiness on it. Yeah, I'm going to give it to her.
For me, I gave it to Serena's black beaded mini dress with the cow necks from the Mosquito Spring 2010 collection.
Okay. That was at the end too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. It had like the gold little buckle thing on the front too.
Yeah, that was actually my second choice for the episode because I did really like that one too. Yeah, like even Blair's outfits weren't fun.
I would have liked her outfit from the park if it wasn't leopard print.
Yeah, like everything that...
So not Blair.
Yeah, Blair was just done dirty this whole episode.
That is it for segments. Do you have anything you would like to plug this week?
I don't really have anything specific, but you can go ahead and find me on TikTok or Instagram, steve.marchon, Marchion. And yeah, go ahead and find me there. Give me a follow. Get in touch.
For me, since our last recording, I binged the first season of the show Overcompensating. It's on Prime, Amazon Prime. It is a show with a college freshman entering his freshman year, and he is a closeted gay man, and hijinks ensue. But if you would like to follow me on social media, you can find me at Hot Capicola. That's HOTCAPICOLA. And you can follow the podcast at Non-Judging Breakfast Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. You can also find links to our Patreon, to our Discord server, and our subreddit, all on our website, nonjudgingbreakfastpod.com.
And if you'd like to get in touch with us, we would love to hear what you have to say. So please feel free to send us an email at nonjudgingbreakfastpod@gmail.com. And we'll maybe even, if we get the chance, read what you have to say here on the podcast. And while you're at it, if you could go ahead and give us a like, subscribe, follow, and if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, if you could leave us a comment, because that really helps boost our visibility. And finally, go ahead and let your friends know what you're listening to. Tell your neighbors, tell your coworkers. Make us your water cooler talk every week at work.
And we will be back next week to talk about Season 5, Episode 8, All the Pretty Sources. The episode description reads, Serena is hard at work planning a dream bridal shower for Blair, but it should come as no surprise that Serena has to plant some false information about the shower in order to keep Blair from finding out all the details. Chuck and Dan decide to spend the day together to distract themselves from the fact that they didn't make the invite list for Blair's shower. Nate and Serena find a silver bullet in Diana's war against Gossip Girl, but struggle about whether to use it or not.
Oh boy. I feel like that has some good potential for some fun Blair-Serena best friend stuff.
And Chuck and Dan.
And also it sounds like we have a Chuck and Dan team up, which that has always been gold. So I feel like we have the recipe for a better episode than we just had. This is episode 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going into episode 8.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting close to Thanksgiving, but I guess it's not Thanksgiving yet. And is it 10 that's always the Serena Dan episode?
Usually, yeah.
Usually episode 10.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not at any kind of special landmark here. So hopefully this has some good payoff.
Well, until next time, you know you love us.
XOXO.
Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Oh, it seems I'm walking right to your door. My heart's still resting, looking for something more. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Never feels right when I'm out here on my own. I left last night and it feels like way too long. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Come back to me. Smile and you'll make my life complete. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there.